This is a demo of the cargo CI/CD component that has been added in 17.2. What this component allows us to do is generate an SBOM of the dependencies in a cargo project using a cargo.log file. And using those dependencies, we can identify the licenses for the project. I'm just going to quickly demo this by creating an empty project, a bare bones project. The only thing that we need in this particular iteration, we are scanning the cargo.log. We don't need anything else. So what I'm going to do is I create an empty project in my GDK. I'm going to clone it. And I'm going to, so all I need is actually, I have another project that's using it for testing. This one, so that I have a basic cargo log. I copied it from another, from a OSS project. And the other thing that I'm going to do is, well, actually, I will create this from scratch. So we have our log, our project. And what we need to do is in order to generate the data, we're going to need the components. So I'm just going to open the component. It hasn't. I'm just doing it in my GTK. So this is the component. Because it's in my GDK, I'm going to have to change it, but that's technically all you have to do is include it. And I'm just going to change that so that I can. Actually, I'm just going to quickly also check the other project just to make sure that I got the URL right. Oh, okay. I'm just going to copy this one. So it doesn't actually matter. We're just using the CI server fully qualified domain name. But I'll just copy because I know it works for it. So for this demo, it'll be one that I need. And so I'm going to push to the main branch just to skip the whole MR creation process, but it basically works the same way. We have an MR. If you have an MR, it'll show you licenses for that MR. So now that we pushed, you can see that there's a pipeline running, and it's actually the pipeline that came from the CI/CD component. It's called generate SBOM. And it'll invoke the analyzer that we use underneath. And you can see that it's quite fast because it has to only parse the log file. It generated.
That's really fast.
Yeah, that's right. And it generated the an SBOM. So the way you could see a generated SBOM is you can go to the pipelines list and just download it. You'll see this generate SBOM cyclone DX. And it looks something like. I have a lot of these, so I need to find them. Where's my
2019 or 20?
Yeah, GL SBOM. That it is GL SBOM CDX20. I'm just okay. So let me just show before I go back. I just want to show the. This is the list now, the dependency list. So you can see that it identified all the components in that cargo lock. It identified the packager correctly and the location of the dependencies. And you can see here that it has the graph. So that means that it shows what led to the addition of that component. So for these ones, these are the top level. And for these are transitive, meaning that this component was added by AntStream 0.3.2. So that's basically what it looks like when the SBOM is generated. Yeah, sorry, the license too, that's probably important. Yeah, the license is generated too on the side. And I don't, oh, I think my download failed because it asked me if I want to keep it. Yes, that's why. So I'm just gonna move. This is the end of my day, so it takes a little bit extra mental energy to get through
Mental
this.
power.
Yeah. Okay. And then we. Okay. And then we look at it here, and that's basically it's basically the same thing that another SBOM generator generates, very bare bones. It has a component list and a dependency graph. And it has some extra things, which is the GitLab taxonomy, which allows without this the dependency list does not render properly. So that's basically the extra that we add on top. We could probably do this generation with other tools as well. We should if necessary. But this just gives us like a very simple and quick way to generate the dependency list from a cargo log file.
So
that's
to be clear
yeah.
for somebody who's watching, that SBOM does not have the licenses, right? The license
The
information.
SBOM does not have licenses. No, the SBOM is right here. And you can see that we don't populate them here. It's going to be possible in the future, and that's something that we're going to add. But you can see here that it's not. This is what they would appear. Licenses are an attribute on component. We don't have that. That came from the CDS.
Yeah, so when
from
that
my
it's
GDK,
uploaded
yeah,
to GitLab, GitLab scans data internally in the background and then
that's right.
adds the license, which
Exactly.
means as a next step, we can easily add vulnerability scanning to that.
That's right, and that's basically something in 17.3. We just need to it's a pretty simple one. Since we have the SBOM, we just need to have the advisory data to match, which is what we're going to add. And at that point, as soon as we have it, new advisories will trigger new Rust advisories will trigger scanning for this. And and then once we have cargo scanning on new SBOM components, we will also trigger scanning. So it just should work as long as you have an SBOM for the cargo project.
That is awesome. It's looking very good. Anything else before I stop the recording?
No, I think that's it. There's not much else. I think that's it.
Too good. Thanks for the demo.
I should